Hi, it's good to see you guys again. It's not, I can't see you, but you can see me. So, hi. So, this week, I really love doing this lesson. As you can see on the screen, it says, "Was the United States justified in going to war with Mexico?" And usually, this is our big district DBQ. So, I just want to make sure that I do a good job, at least going over it with you, so that you know what a big deal the war with Mexico was. All right. So, if you remember from before, we learned a little bit about the Alamo. Basically, people that were near the Texas border wanted to move into this new land. Mexico had gotten their independence. And so it seemed like, oh, sweet, we can go and be cotton farmers in that big open space over there. And Mexico was open to it. So they said, sure, come on over. Just promise that you're going to be Catholic and you're going to become Mexican citizens and follow our rules. So lots of people moved into Texas, and they weren't exactly doing what they said they were going to do. Now, you could argue that they didn't like the dictatorship happening in Mexico. That's fair. But also, they said they were going to follow the rules, and they didn't. The almost 200 people at the Alamo held off the Mexican army for like 2 weeks, which was pretty amazing. But in the end, everybody died. So remember the Alamo. Now, that kind of brings us to this next part. This is kind of crazy. So if you can look at this picture, the top gray dark part, that is Texas. That is the United States. And as you can see, the border between the dark gray Texas and the stripy part is the Nueces River. Now, the Nueces River was what Mexico said was the border between Mexico and Texas. Well, the people of Texas didn't totally agree. They didn't think that the Nueces River was the border. So scroll on down through the stripy part, and you'll see that there's another line between the stripy part and the white part. That is the Rio Grande River. So they were fighting about what the border was. And as you can see, that's a lot of land. So what to do? Well, it was disputed territory. They were fighting over whose it was. And the Americans decided they wanted to send in the troops. Now, if you look at the dotted line, start up at the top where it says Texas. That dotted line goes to Corpus Christi, which is a really fun beach town if you want to go for spring break if you're in Texas. And then follow the dotted line all the way down to the bottom. That, you guys, is where this blood on American soil took place. Basically, the United States was going as far as they could into Mexican territory to see what they would do. It was kind of like they were really trying to provoke them. And it reminds me of, you're sitting in the car and you're on this long road trip and you draw the line. And your brother or your sister, whoever, is just getting as close as they can to the line before you're going to snap and do something. And that's kind of what the Americans did. They got as close to the line as they possibly could to see what the Mexican army would do. And obviously, they attacked. Americans were killed. It was a big old thing. And now Polk says we can start the war. All right. So here are some primary sources from the time. And I tried to choose some that were for the war and some that were against. This first one is from William Lloyd Garrison, and he is going to be one of the most famous abolitionists in the whole entire history of America. He wanted to get rid of slavery. And he says that basically the whole reason that we're having a war with Mexico and the whole reason that people are trying to go into Texas is because they want to extend slavery. You can see in the second line, President Polk is a slave owner. And like all slave owners, he wants to expand slavery everywhere. So, Mexican-American War, not many people would say it's about slavery, but kind of was. Henry David Thoreau, he is a transcendentalist poet, and you're going to learn about him in chapter 8. But he was against war. He was against slavery. He went out and lived at that beautiful pond. It's called Walden Pond because he was not going to pay taxes on things that supported war. And if you go back and read this, he'll say, put me in jail. I don't support the war. I'm not going to pay these taxes. It's illegal. We're not going to do it. Abraham Lincoln was alive at this time. He's a congressman. And he says, look at this, you guys. Supposedly it was blood on American soil, but was it really American soil? Even Abraham Lincoln is like, I don't know. I might be calling your bluff on that one. Okay, so that was a lot of people that are against the war. Stephen Kearney, he's going to go into California. He's supposed to go into Santa Fe and take it over. And obviously, he is pro-war because he's going to be a general. So read over that one. And then wagon train people that are moving out to Oregon, it's manifest destiny. We tried to buy California, and Mexico wouldn't have it, so the war is inevitable. They attacked us first. Fair is fair, it says at the end. So fair is fair. And then just to kind of put a little perspective on it, the Native Americans of this area are feeling like whoever shows up, whoever these invaders are, they're going to take our land. So I don't appreciate any of it. And you can go back and look at that. Okay, so for your Flipgrid this week, I've attached this document all over the place without my face talking to you. What you're going to do is choose one of the documents, read over it. You can annotate it if you'd like, and then decide, does your document pro-war or anti-war? Does it say that the war is justified? Totally, you should do that. That was fair. Or is this an unfair situation and the United States shouldn't have gone to war with Mexico? What you're going to do is prepare a summary. So go back to your English thinking, what does a summary include? And then you're going to say which side it supports. Highlight the source. Always think about the source. Do they have an invested interest in this? Were they a general? Were they anti-slavery? That's going to play into it. And then answer, what is the main theme? What are the important points from your document? And that is what you're going to put onto your Flipgrid. I know it's like, Flipgrid should be fun, Mrs. Carey. It should be work, and I miss seeing your faces, and I like hearing you guys talk about what you're learning. So that is the point of the Flipgrid. So if you have any questions, we're having some office hours this week. Tuesday is going to be a fun scavenger hunt to win some raffle tickets, and I'll send you prizes in the mail. And then Thursday is if you have any questions. So please make sure you look at this before Thursday so you can come and visit and ask me questions if you have them. All right, guys. Whew.